Gamma
similar,
Jack any form
and
of
they're
radiation
not
powers,
all
but they
one
specifically
person.
chose the type of radiation that Jack.
Wait, are you telling me Gemma Jack is actually Jack Jack?
Final food. She was low-key conniving.
Yes,
Then she out here taking.
What if I told you that this is actually Jack Jack from the future?
I don't believe that.
Gamma
right?
Jack is a character from The Incredibles that we see only for a few seconds. He is one of the many superheroes Syndrome killed as a part of Operation Kronos, and at first glance, he just kind of seems like a throwaway filler character. But if you look in The Incredibles DVD extras, you'll find a bunch of files full of information.
I never actually seen the Incredible DVDs. Never.
About all of these deceased heroes, including their powers, personality traits, and even audio clips of them talking.
I'm a man of culture, a man of passion, and I would say a man of humor, which is not widely known.
But Gamma Jack's file is a bit different than the other heroes. He is one of the most powerful supers in this franchise. Extremely dangerous radiation powers and a very disturbing personality.
Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat. The real kicker is I get these dames, man, these dame villains.
I don't even think it might be a comparison. I really don't. If you know about Jack Jack, Jack Jack got so many different powers that you don't know which one. So I don't know if it might be like seem like it's still confusing to me.
And they got the curves and the hair and the big eyes, and boy, those ones, they're really, really hard to kill.
He's the only hero who outright kills people, and when it comes to saving people, he always prioritizes attractive women first.
You know, I take a look around, I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list. You know, if you've got Tubby Joe Schmo over there with a laser pointed at his head, and he might have to wait in line a little while.
He's described as tyrannical and megalomaniacal, and even believes people with superpowers are a superior race. Gamma Jack is like a straight-up villain. He's basically the Incredibles version of Homelander, and a lot of people have been making videos about him recently because of how much he sticks out in this franchise. But I think I've discovered something that nobody else has yet. What if Gamma Jack isn't just some background character? What if he's someone who's been hiding in plain sight all of this time?
I don't believe it.
Gamma Jack is actually
I can't believe
Jack from the future.
I really don't.
I know that sounds like a big stretch. At first glance, these two characters seem nothing alike, both in their powers and personality.
Where's like the similarity?
I mean, how could I possibly claim that sweet, adorable Jack Jack is actually a tyrannical super supremacist? Well, just stick with me, because I guarantee that this will be the most compelling, believable Incredibles theory you will ever hear. You are going to be blown away by how well all of this lines up. This is the Gamma Jack Jack theory. This all started when I noticed a couple strange similarities between these two characters. Obviously, they are both named Jack, and they are both extremely powerful supers. There's also maybe a passing resemblance, with both of them having a similar mask, and their hair ending in a single sharp point. But I didn't really start to take this seriously until I started comparing Gamma Jack's file to Jack Jack. Gamma Jack is described as a picky eater, which is probably one of Jack Jack's most defining traits. Literally, Jack Jack's first scene is Helen struggling to get him to eat, and a large part of the Incredibles 2 plot revolves around Jack Jack only wanting to eat cookies and throwing a massive tantrum when he doesn't get them.
Obviously, I can't keep giving him cookies. Nobody in a day.
Jack Jack is an extremely picky eater. Gamma Jack is also described as a favorite of the ladies, which I think you can also apply to Jack Jack.
Can't I, little boo-boo boy? Who can handle it? Who can handle it?
Babysitting this one?
I do for
All of the women who take care of Jack Jack clearly adore him.
Looks like one theory that like
sure you
it's
look fabulous
up and
in
down. Like
He is definitely a
it's probably
favorite
same,
of these ladies.
but you're not
Okay,
really,
but
like,
what about
actually
tyrannical
thinking, like,
and
is
megalomaniacal
it the same
impulses?
or is it
Well,
not the
doesn't that
same?
kind of sound like how Jack Jack is constantly and impulsively throwing violent tantrums?
Combustion imminent?
Yeah.
It means fire, Robert.
Even when Jack Jack fights someone, he seems to always go for the kill just like Gamma Jack.
Alright.
I mean, he did kind of indirectly kill Syndrome. Okay, so...
Yeah, he kinda killed Syndrome, but didn't. He just scared Syndrome to the point where Syndrome say, "Hey, I'm done." But I don't know, cause Syndrome did ran through that little turn blade, so I don't know if he survived or not.
There are some surprising similarities here, but let's address the elephant in the room. Gamma Jack is an adult who died in the past, and Jack Jack is obviously a baby in the present. For this to work, there would need to be some kind of time travel involved. And while Jack Jack is an extremely powerful super with many different reality warping powers, we never actually see him do anything that resembles time travel. The closest we maybe get is his weird ability to travel between dimensions.
What the? Cookie, Cha-Cha want a cookie?
Yeah, you can do yeah, we seen that.
From the other dimension. Yeah.
That is freaky.
Except, I think there might be more to this dimensional power than we think. In The Incredibles 2, Edna creates a device that can help track and manage Jack Jack's powers, and it can even be used to help find Jack Jack when he moves into the other dimension.
He vanished!
Okay, good. Use the thing. See that's the current readout. Click it. See the readout? Dimension 4. So where is he?
There!
But if you look closely, you'll see that the device labels Jack Jack's dimension as 4D, as in the fourth dimension, a dimension that is commonly accepted to represent time. Meaning, when Jack Jack is warping through dimensions, he is actually traveling through time. Okay, so Jack Jack could have traveled back in time and became Gamma Jack. But here's another big issue with this theory. If they're supposed to be the same person, then why are their powers different? Maybe you could argue Jack Jack has some radiation-based powers, but Gamma Jack definitely doesn't have Jack Jack's many reality-warping god powers.
It's like, where's the similarity?
No!
And yes, that is true, but listen to how Edna talks about Jack Jack's powers.
Like all babies, he has enormous potential. It is not unknown for supers
Wait
to have
a
more than
minute,
one
why
power
Jack
when
Jack
young, but
acting
this
more
little
like
one has many.
It is not unknown for supers to have more than one power when young. She talks about it like all super babies can have multiple powers when they're young, but eventually they all grow up and narrow it down to just one or two. Director Brad Bird has also made similar comments about how Jack Jack's powers are because of the unlimited potential he has as a baby.
Babies are unknown, so they could be nothing, they could be everything. You don't know. Every single one of them is up for grabs of what they're going to become. They could become a leader of the free world or a bagman, or maybe both. I don't know.
Maybe Jack Jack having so many powers is kind of unusual, but there is a precedent that he could lose most of his powers. In fact, this explains why Jack Jack would be living in the past under a new identity. Maybe Jack Jack traveled back in time and then lost his ability to time travel, making him stuck in the past forever. This also lines up with a deleted flashback scene from the first Incredibles, where we can see Gamma Jack was close friends with Mr. Incredible and Frozone.
Although he tried to hide his powers, a few of us had heard about them and approached him. Had to talk him into becoming a superhero. We had a club, the first club that wanted him to join.
It makes sense. If Jack Jack is trapped in the past, he'd probably want to be close to his dad and Uncle Lucius, even if he can't tell them who he really is. Okay, but does Jack Jack actually have Gamma Jack's powers? I mean, maybe his fire
right?
or laser powers are kind of similar, but is that really the same thing as having...
That, it kind of same, but it can't be like a similarity because Jack got multiple different powers, alright? So, them two probably like you'd be like, but I don't know what the thing.
Having radiation powers? Well, let's take a look at what Gamma Jack's powers actually are. The file's description is pretty vague, but based on his name and logo, I'm gonna assume his powers involve specifically gamma radiation, which is a form of high-energy electromagnetic radiation. And guess what? We are told by Edna that one of Jack's powers is specifically electromagnetism.
Electromagnet. See, it's like, you can say 3 or 2 powers.
Gamma Jack's powers are based on electromagnetic radiation. Jack has electromagnetism powers. They could have given Gamma Jack any form of radiation powers, but they specifically chose the type of radiation that Jack can control because they are the same person. Also, if you consider the Lego tie-in video games to be canon, we do see that Gamma Jack has the power of flight and specifically green lasers, which is also the exact same as Jack's.
Show me to convince me that they're
do I even need to keep going at this point? Gamma Jack is Jack. This has to be intentional. So these characters line up really well, to the point where I don't think that this is a coincidence anymore.
Coincidence? I think not!
But there is still one final issue with this theory. Why would Jack, a sweet, adorable baby with two loving parents with good values, grow up to believe that supers are a superior race? Like, that kind of feels like the last thing Jack would ever believe. I mean, Helen even goes out of her way to tell her kids that having powers doesn't make you inherently better.
Daddy said our powers are nothing to be ashamed of. Our powers made us special.
Everyone's special, Dash.
Maybe Bob is a little more enthusiastic about superpowers, but he would definitely never call them a superior race. I mean, that is just unambiguously next-level discrimination. Where the hell would Jack possibly get this insane idea from?
I used to design for gods.
Oh, and
you are a tiny god.
The crazy thing about, I should have known it was gonna be Edna. I should have known, like, Edna, one person that thinks that she hates superhero, but in reality, she only hates superheroes that don't have no ability, like presence.
Edna Mode believes that supers are gods, that they are above normal humans. She says it all the time, and she even seems disgusted by non-supers.
If you don't got no powers, even if you're a superhero, she's disgusting of you.
Themselves. Used to design for gods.
Okay, sure.
Wow.
But she only babysat Jack one time. How much could she possibly have rubbed off on him?
Yes, you are a tiny god.
Yeah.
The room is yours. They are
I knew it.
To be in your presence.
I knew it. I knew Edna.
Literally after one day with Edna, Jack starts acting exactly like her. Exactly like Gamma Jack.
These people are lucky to share the city with supers.
They are lucky to be in your presence.
And then she offers to babysit him anytime after this for free.
But babysitting this one, I do for free.
Holy shit, she is absolutely gonna mess this baby up.
Wait, what?
Well, there you go. I think this is a very strong case for Jack eventually becoming Gamma Jack. Unfortunately, this does mean that Jack will eventually be killed by one of Syndrome's robots. Maybe you could argue that's a good thing considering who he turns into. Or maybe he somehow faked his death. I don't know. It could be possible. I do think that there's something kind of interesting about Syndrome killing Jack, but then later baby Jack indirectly kills Syndrome, so it's kind of like this poetic time loop. The Incredibles 3 is coming out in 2028, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if it supports or debunks my theory. You know, even if this was intentional at one point, I do kind of doubt that they'll ever bring back this pretty obscure Gamma Jack character, but, you know, we'll see. Thank you for watching.
Y'all, this feels really though, but I still can't picture the similarity with Camera Jack and Jack Jack. But y'all can find the similarity in this reaction video, drop it down in the comment. Like, subscribe, hit that full notification bell. Click this play for more videos like this one. And click the little icon right about here.